Oh, this opening lag. This opening lag is so bad. Oh. Come on, power through it. You can do it. Let me just close the chat box real quick. Alright. Welcome to a bronze elo cast. In mid-high bronze at best. I don't think anyone here is silver or higher. There might be one or two silvers, but overall, a nice little low elo cast to end off the day with. We're gonna go over all the matchups. We're going to have Urgot top going up against the Set. The jungle matchup is Viego against the Nocturne. Mid lane we have Echo walking up against the Yasuo. I actually like this zoom level. I'm not sure about playing the whole game with this, casting the whole game at this zoom level, but I do enjoy just how much more I can see. It doesn't seem too bad, you know. Maybe I'll just keep it like this. The mid lane matchup, Echo Yasuo. Bot lane matchup is going to be Tristan and Nautilus going up against Misfortune and Lux. Luxy Pucks, as the people of old would say. The Sis ping has gone down on the red buff. It's going to prompt the Set and Yasuo to go watch for potential invades, but of course blue team, as we know, has absolutely no intentions of doing that. One deep word here for the red team, but we will begin this game without too much cheese in the early game. But I feel like I say that a lot. It is bronze, very unpredictable elo, all things considered. We don't quite know what's gonna happen. We don't even know who's gonna win until one Nexus just randomly blows up. But we'll see. We are off to a very peaceful start. No cheese camps, no early kill, no invade, no camping the try anywhere. It's just everybody coming in. Nautilus whiffing his first hook. He flashes the Red Mastery 7 emote a little bit early, but blue team squarely losing the trade there. Nautilus throws out a hook very close to the red team, so he takes a bunch of free poke in return. Most of it lands on the Trist. Lux positioning forward very aggressively, but so is Tristana. She has just no business being that far up. That's just gonna force her back. Yasuo lands her tornado under tower. But we can already see so far bot lane positioning not the best. Nautilus should not be behind the ADC, and the ADC should not be in front of the mini wave. That's, you would expect the Tristana and the Nautilus to have their position swapped in that moment in time. The Nautilus takes a ton of damage and decides that this is in fact the best time to go in. He's gonna take Ignite to the face, and Misfortune landing a lot of free damage. Tristana walking very far away from her tower because clearly that's where she is safest. Light Binding will miss, but Lux walks up a little bit too far and gives away the freest first blood of all time. Meanwhile, top lane, Nautilus a little bit too slow to the gank. He will not get that first blood from the gank. He will in fact go away to blue team as Lux, forgetting the fact that towers exist in this game, a very rookie mistake, but a fatal one nonetheless. Misfortune trying to 1v1 the Nautilus, and the Nautilus showing mercy, not auto-attacking, just gonna set her on fire and watch her burn to death, which is a lot more gruesome. And a lot more psychopathic. Just finish him off quicker. Yeah, so mid lane charging off a tornado. Echo is somehow an entire level down. Well, not quite. He'll be 4 off. If he's not 4 off these 2 minis, it means he somehow missed the XP, which is brutal, and also how. So if he kills that minion, he should be level 4. He's not. He's level 4 here. Yasuo is about half a wave ahead in EXP, roughly. Somehow. I don't think I could recall while I wasn't looking. Let's check their EXP. It's actually... Where's Yasuo? He's almost to 5, and yeah, he's about half a mini wave in front of the Echo right now. Just gonna dash left and right because Yasuo does as Yasuo do. Nautilus taking a ton of poke, getting sent back. Laning 1v2 while his ADC is backing for no reason. But now the ADC returns with only 9 CS at 4 minutes into the game. Echo face dives forward, and that's just going to result in his kill. However, Viego should have a better chance of fighting the Yasuo. He's still squarely losing it somehow because he just doesn't know how to use his spells. And here comes the Echo TPN. And Misfortune is going to go out on a ward. And suddenly, red team looking pretty good. Aside from bot lane just randomly dying, Nautilus once again takes a ton of damage, hooks in. Tristana sees the engage opportunity, turns around and jumps back in. Gets a very easy kill. Flash forward from the Echo, extremely greedy. He will likely not find this kill. Oh, he will. Yasuo does not necessarily connect in time, and there is the Nocturne. Yasuo is dead, and Viego flashes over the wall to try to make this happen. He puts down the mist. The Spectral Maul does not hit. And that means he blew flash for no reason. Yeah, Nocturne's gonna walk over. If he wanted to flash over, he probably should have did that way earlier while Nocturne's tendrils are still connecting, because as soon as Echo Sphere, that's a dead man. Committing flash after the fact just seems like a very terrible play, where he should have done that earlier on. Hesitation leads to defeat. That is all. And Tristana backing for a second time at 5.5 minutes in, because the fountain water is really delicious and she wants to drink more of it. But despite backing at these very inopportune times, she's only 4 CS down from the misfortune. About to be a lot more as the Miniway Abad looks like it's crashed all the way to Red Team's tower now. Echo jumps into the Parallel Convergence Shield, and Urgot walks all the way from top, but dashes the wrong way. Does not get a catch onto the Yasuo. Dragon's gonna be taken. Scryer's Bloom killed in the completely wrong direction, which means that they don't get vision onto the dragon. Nocturne kills the dragon. Tristana's just going to selectively ignore the fact that Nocturne exists and kills off the Lux anyway, and Nocturne doesn't seem to be in the rush to help out his poor support. And here he comes. Now he sees the glory in his eyes. Tristana jumps the exact wrong way. Jumping the other way would have saved your life for sure. And now Nocturne has to run for his life. He should have his spells out pretty soon. Just needs to connect the dredge line. Doesn't seem like he needs to, as Red Team gives up the chase, and they wisely realize that this tower does in fact exist. But the poke is stopping him from backing. But Nautilus is not one for backing off. He's still standing still. A few more bits of poking, he's dead, and now he decides to turn around and fight it. A very terrible decision. Will certainly cost him his life. Nocturne tanks one more tower shot. Viego decides to do absolutely nothing in response to this tower dive. Once again, a little bit too late to the scene. Just... if I could make a metaphor, the jungle is kind of like the fire department. Not even the ambulance, the fire department. If the whole map is on fire, and you have to go to different places and keep putting out the fires that keep getting started, quick response means a lot. This Viego is a fire department that sees the fire happening, and then instead of choosing to get in the fire truck, sirens blazing to get in there as fast as possible, he gets his entire dispatch team to just run there instead. They grab their gear and then just move there casually. And as a result, he's late to a lot of the action. What should have been a 3-2 Nocturne now is 3-0 because of his utter incompetence at being a fire marshal rather. And unfortunately, Set going to get that easy solo kill, as Urgot doesn't necessarily find the most purge damage possible with no items. He's gonna go back and get the Tiamat on his deathbed. Rushing for the Titanic Hydra, which is still a thing despite nerfs. Yasuo gonna clear and jump over the wall. Viego, he's found himself a new target. He's going to put down the Scuttle Crab, as it is a menace to society. Assist pings are coming out, and now Viego for the first time pings assist me on himself, because that is the exact opposite of what he's been doing to the rest of his team. And now he's just going to tax mid for absolutely no reason. Echo gives him the classic question mark. Going to scare him off a bit. This is where you get the very toxic responses of take my farm and I AFK, which unfortunately is a classic response in all elos. Now don't get me wrong, it is justified to take the farm sometimes, but just walking mid and randomly taxing is not it. Yasuo goes for the easiest slap of all time, he's gonna take the blue buff, and Viego, I would feel bad for him if he wasn't just terrible at the game. Nocturne's going to get himself his 4th kill, meanwhile Urgot on top fighting a desperate fight, and the meat grinder does get it. Set does not put the haymaker up in time, which means Urgot gets his counter solo kill onto the Set. Quite far behind in terms of levels, I think. But he's catching up in CS, and now Red Team, riding high off their momentum of killing the Viego, will choose to kill the Herald instead of the Urgot. I think it's a 50-50, either is the right call. I do like the Herald play a little bit more. Tristana choosing to jump directly into Light Binding, eating all of Bola time. That's going to scare her off. The replay is lagging, I don't know why. Lux, not yet level 6. She's almost 6. Oh, Tristana turns around without shooting. That's going to be the end of her right there. Lux just hit level 6. Can she skill the laser in time? Bronze players probably don't use Control R, they just click the skill instead. She does get it, misses it, but kills the Nautilus anyway. Why ult, says the Nautilus? It doesn't even matter, because 1, Lux ult is a very short cooldown, and 2, you're dead anyway. So that is a moot question. It accomplishes nothing. It is self-inflating in that you pose the question as if the Lux was misplaying and you're calling her out, but in reality it doesn't even matter. The next time it is relevant, Lux will have her ult again. So casting her ultimate there, might as well. It is a moot point to be raising in the now chat. Now Seth is gonna slam the Urgot, and Urgot just now chooses to press Purge, return with the damage. Haymaker, beautiful flash by the Urgot to get out of the dangerous situation. Viego going to flash 2 CM forward, getting jumped on by the Nocturne, and Urgot still running in when he should have ditched a long time ago. Spam question mark pings, although I don't think the Urgot could have done anything in that situation. He was moving as fast as he could. Although the correct play is to definitely leave the Viego to his own devices and just let him die for his stupidity. Because this way you just gave up 2 kills and you missed that huge wave, which means that top lane is over. You lose off that deficit. Yasuo is going to go bot, roam around. I'll teach you a great trick in low elo. When that situation happens and you realize walking in is a clear death sentence, just don't walk in. Just go farm the wave. The correct play was to farm the wave. There was 2 waves crash under your tower. You should have taken that wave. Because that's so much CS. That's 300 gold versus CS. You absolutely should have taken that. Rather than follow the very clearly stupid Viego in to kill both of you. And when the Viego question marks you and that's why you didn't come, just respond with, "My religion forbids suicide." And that, just drop it there. And Misfortune gonna drop the bullet time, and that's gonna put 2 members really low. Tornado once again finishes out the Viego and Lux Laser. Like I said, when it's relevant, it will be up. And red team, pretty far ahead right now. They're going to opt to do the Cloud Drake. Yasuo has no ignite, but it's not like that matters. Lux has no ultimate, but the next time you see her, she will. It's Lux. She's going to get laser. The mountains will rise as red team rises 2-0 to Drake's. Echo is very clearly blind as he just allows 4 people to walk into his face. And now his only route of escape is deeper into enemy territory as he runs up, trying to shake his pursuers. And his entire pursuer team has ADHD and does not come in for the chase, but rather goes for the push. It is the correct play, but I will still make fun of it. And top lane, oblivious to the rest of the game, is still going to play it out. Echo, instead of returning to mid lane to help out with the push, is going to try to kill top lane instead, but that's a set who just ults you back and gets a free escape, so that's a very terrible roam. That's never going to work. If you want to gank in that situation, you need to put both of you on the same side of him. If it's on either side of a set, the gank very rarely works, because 1, he can facebreaker you in and get a stun, and 2, if you're on opposite side of him, and 2, he can ult one of you away and just run away. Which is exactly what happened. If you gank a set, come at him from the same angle as your laner. I know it makes chasing a little bit harder, but that's where you're supposed to bring the CC. Now bot lane, Tristana has a pretty hefty CS advantage, but she has her work cut out for her. Red team is currently riding on a 5,000 gold lead, which I've learned in my experience viewing Brown's games means absolutely nothing, as they can throw it away in the blink of an eye. However, Nocturne does seem like he's doing pretty well for himself. He's feeling it. He's getting Duskblade this game. He wants to just keep resetting and keep killing people. Will he be able to do it is the question. Nautilus picks a very bad time to go in. Nocturne is just over the wall. The laser connects onto the Anchorman only. Nocturne flashes in. One more Duskbringer will finish it off with Tristana. Hook, she's gonna jump away. She's gonna be safe. But Nocturne is gonna be the tribute. Tristana needs to keep running. Yasuo's coming here for the dive. Flash, slap. Beautiful kill there by the Yasuo. 2 dead for 1. As blue team takes an engage under Misfortune's tower with no vision around any of the rivers, so they were asking to get jumped, and they did. Lol, says the Yasuo. Better jungle than ours, yes, says the Tristana. I don't quite understand what that sentence means, but I think she's saying jungle gap in a really complicated and nonsensical way. The gold lead seems to have risen to 6,000 now, roughly, rounded up. And Urgot moving exactly so that he eats the true damage cone of the Haymaker, will offer his life for the cause. Still not quite done Titanic, he's going up against a completed mythic rather, which means he has no chance of winning. Viego just free food at this point, but Echo, a very broken champion, going to get all of his health back and leave the Nocturne with almost none. However, it does not result in a kill, it just leaves the very fed Nocturne battered and bruised. Red team is now 10 kills ahead. And blue team looks around their wreckage and wonders, where did it all go wrong? Once again, blue team loses her top turret. Nocturne drops the paranoia, comes down here for the Echo. Echo just ulted and he's going to melt like butter. Beautiful knockup combo here in mid as well. Going to send blue team back. Lux laser! What is okay, Tristana just stood still and ate it. She had flash, she had rocket jump, I think. She at least had flash, so there was no reason she should have died to that, but she dies regardless. Viego picking the exact angle to miss Spectral Mouth, going to offer his life up for the cause. Miss Fortune takes a tower shot and a minion hit. That's gonna be just enough to finish her off. Unfortunately, nobody on blue team touched her, which means that it's gonna be 4 kills to none. Yasuo flashes his Mastery 6 emote with rank 1 Eternals. A very rare Mastery emote to be flashing. And a clear sign that you're hard stuck as Yasuo, because you can't get Mastery 7 before you get rank 1 on Eternal Rekindled? That's not a Mastery emote you flash as a symbol of pride, you should hit rank 7 first. Especially when Eternals tick 1 means you spam this champ a lot and you don't have 3 S's. It's not necessarily a flag of pride. Yasuo gonna take a ton of damage from the Urgot, but unfortunately the Purge here is never fatal. Zed's gonna slam back the Urgot, and Urgot's gonna flash deeper in to dodge the Lux laser, but that's the wrong way to go. Nautilus is gonna flash away, ditching the fight that he knows is lost. Viego trying to reset, but then he realizes that he's 1-6 with 1 item, which means that he's not gonna reset off anything. He can barely reset off a jungle camp, let alone 4 actual players on the enemy team. As goal lead, it just doubled into 10,000 deficit here for blue team. None of them are having a particularly good game. And if I can offer one piece of criticism to all lanes for blue team, because you know it's a team effort for the game to go to this bad of a state. Bot lane, Tristana needs to learn to not walk back and do nothing to eat more skill shots. Nautilus cannot play so forward without vision. Echo just needs to not get picked off by the jungle like that, ever. It seems like he's too tunneled on a lot of these very central plays, and he just offers himself up as free food to the Nocturne. If it was in a vacuum with him and Yasuo, he probably could have won that lane. But of course that ship has sailed. Nautilus goes for an aggressive hook. I will go back to criticizing top and jungle after this, but Miss Fortune gonna get caught out. Long range hook! That's such a long range harpoon, but unfortunately Fear beyond that strikes Miss Fortune so far she cannot get feared onto the rest of red team. And now Urgot walks his way into a completely unwinnable fight. He's got hung up in the air by the Yasuo, which means no purge coming out for a while. It just now comes out. Triple kill, and the shutdown goes over to the Tristana. It's now a 1v1 situation. Where is the rest of her team? Like actually, Yasuo going to dash through a mini wave. Tristana picks the wrong way to run, and that's going to be a very dead Tristana. 4 for 3. No, 4 for 2. Very bad trade. But for blue team, they'll take it at this point as Tristana gets a massive shutdown to herself. And I hope she spends it wisely. Back to my criticisms. Jungle, don't play like that ever. Be a better fire department. Just in general, just learn how to play the game. Because there seems like there are fundamental skills here by the Viego that are just lacking to play League of Legends at a competent rate. And top lane, don't take so many hopeless trades against the Zed. Zed prides himself with the ability to constantly trade. He's resourceless, for one. He does percent health damage very readily. He trades very fast because he's alternating between 2 punches, and 1 punch does more damage and comes out 8 times faster. And he has a passive that gives him increased health regen when he's lower on health. He's a champion that's built to constantly take trades. He cannot take bad trades, And if you keep taking short trades against him, you will come out behind. You need to bide your time, wait for him to consistently be chipped low enough to go in for one huge burst and kill him off. Keep on taking short aggressive trades like that, allowing him to land his whole combo on you over and over. You will lose the battle of attrition every time, and before you know it, he will start solo killing you. He'll be completed mythic before your first item, and then the lane's just over. You cannot take that fight. Urgot is going to be caught out here by the Yasuo last breath, and now Tristana jumps away from this very last team fight before it has even begun. And this is all doom and gloom here for blue team. I don't believe in the bronze miracle comeback when the game has sunk into this state of affairs. And Tristana going to be lambs to the slaughter, feared away by the Nocturne. The tether actually finishes. The Nocturne goes a little bit too far under the tower, going to be hooked up and eaten alive by the Nautilus. 21 minutes in, it's gonna be a 2-for-1 to start off this, but red team is still poised to go for the full siege, and Echo ditches the defense completely and goes to farm top lane. He picks 21 minutes to have a sense of self-preservation, and he picks it at the worst time possible. They are going to let the inhib go, which is, I mean, macroscopically is the correct play to let the inhib go. But at this point, they need to make something happen. And they are going to try it. They're going to hold onto the Sep. He gets a health bar back in the form of a shield. Urgot's going to be the first to drop yet again. He just respawned too. What a tragedy. First soul on the ground. Will the Viego walk over and pick it up? He's trying. He's kind of trying. He's not going to click on the soul. Okay, he finally clicked on the soul after 1,000 years. It might be too little too late. No, he's stolen the Yasuo. The Yasuo is so fed. And in fact, it's so fed that he just doesn't pick up the infusion. He's just going to keep going as his champion. Doesn't reset with Heartbreaker to make sure he does the least damage possible during the possession. And now he's taken over the anime girl, which makes him very squishy. But Nocturne not going to find him. Nautilus flashes for no reason. But Nocturne kills himself. So fair trade, I guess. Teleport is ready as they ping down for Baron. This is a desperation play at its finest. He's already gone down. There's a ping going down into mid-outer, which is absolutely the wrong play. If you go there, I have nothing to say to you. You need this Baron to come back into this game, or you will straight up lose without it. Give away Mountain Soul for this Baron, because this short-term Baron is exactly what you need to prevent the game from being outright lost. If they get Mountain Soul, you still have a chance to fight it back. But if you lose this Baron, the game is over immediately. Of course, this is bronze, so that might not even be true. Blue team secures the Baron. Now they just need to all reset. Don't take a stupid fight. Don't look for a fight. Don't look for a fight. Just get the hell out. As many people as possible. All of you need to leave. Tristana kills the Blast Cone. Beautiful kill. Bounces the Yasuo back mid-dash. And now red team, they're going for the dragon. If you're... I hope blue team doesn't contest this and just let them have this all. I get this Mountain Soul. I get it's very strong. You don't need that. You don't... Blue team is not a team with front-loaded burst, so they're not necessarily concerned for a Mountain Soul. Mountain Soul is good into teams with very front-loaded burst because your shield tanks the lion's share of their damage, and then your enemy team has nothing. But against sustained DPS, that shield that only refreshes out of combat, I mean, sure, everybody gets like 2 extra ruby crystals worth of stats, but it's fine. It's only a minor deficit at this point, and look at the gold differential. Are you really going to be concerned with 2 extra ruby crystals on everyone? There are far bigger problems on your mind right now. Now Viego going to pick up the absolute worst item possible, Triforce. Technically works on him, but also the worst option by far of a myriad of item choices in almost every situation. Yasuo is going to come in, dashing left and right, going for a pick on the Trist. Trist is going to get ignited, walks away. The ignite will kill her. She walks into the wind wall before even popping a shot off. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade so far. For red team, they're choosing the 1-3-1 against a team with Baron, which just isn't wise under like 90% of the circumstances. But it does force a response regardless. They go 1-for-1, which is good for blue team at this stage in the game. If they can pick a 1-for-1 with this level of deficits, it's actually advantageous for them. Echo going for the face dive onto the Nocturne. That is going to be a terrible, terrible mistake. And that goes up, but the Dreadline does not hit. Nocturne going to dash into the back and kill off the Echo, but that's left him ultiless. Can he take the Viego? Viego's found a few kills. He's strong now. Even with a garbage item like Triforce, he's gonna pick up Nocturne's dead body, and instead of farming bot lane like a civilized gentleman, he is going to go top and look for a fight that he cannot win because he blew everything to kill the Nocturne. Now here comes the defense. Blue team is choosing to not push out Wizard Baron, but instead just going to use it for base defense. Which makes sense, but also, why is not one person trying to assert any sort of solo lane pressure? Because that's how you defeat bronze. You just keep pressuring a solo lane that nobody is in, and you just break their macro apart. They just cannot make a good macro decision when that happens. Tristana, going to walk as close as possible, goes for the classic Malphite cosplay, ulting into 2 people. Of course, Malphite ult being Tristana W. Tristana is so obscenely broken that she has Malphite ult on a W. But unfortunately, this Tristana doesn't really make good use of it, and she jumps in and kills herself instantly. Yasuo going to go for a trade onto the Viego, but Viego is pretty strong now, right? He won't die to this. He's fine. Yasuo finds himself a little bit too deep. Way too deep. He's gonna be scared away. Urgot still scrambling to get a strike breaker. He's the only one in the game without a mythic. It's 26 minutes and he's on 1.5 items. He's so far behind, despite being very close in CS to the set. He's actually not behind in terms of CS, which is symptomatic of him having better macro control, but dying 8 times is not going to help your cause. He's down levels, and he's down items, which is kind of fatal. Even if your CS is caught up, there are just some things that you can't fix by farming. Tristana trying to 1v1 in Misfortune, are you crazy? She does find some sanity in her and backs off. And now, blue team resorting to the ARAM. Going to walk their way mid. Even though their side lanes don't necessarily favor them, 3 people walk on top of a ward, it is spotted out, killed off instantly. But it has done this job. It's given red team intel on where blue team is, not to mention there's a ward in the bot team's jungle. So they know that blue team has to be all topside. What is red team going to do with this information? The answer is actually nothing. They're gonna try to catch an Echo. The Nocturne is also the one that's caught on the opposite side of the team. The depth charge kills him off very quickly, and Echo escaped from the clutches of death. If he's a man, he'll pop ultimate and turn Misfortune right now, because the rest of blue team has entered the fray. But no, Echo's not gonna do that. Of course he won't do that. Yasuo is gonna go for the inhib kill instead, which at this point is just about the worst thing you can choose to kill. Showstopper slamming the Nautilus away from the bullet time to minimize Misfortune's damage. Brilliant. Yasuo still pushing forward. Lux Laser almost sniping out the Urgot. He will be fine. The Scorch Burn will not kill him. Now the Yasuo needs to go. No Wind Wall. Hasn't used it yet. Tristana's gonna Malphite ult inside. Can she do it? A few more hits will. There's the shield bolt popped. That's Yasuo. 4 dead on red team. What is blue team's response? They ping out the Baron 40 seconds out. Everybody on red team will have respawned by then. You cannot go for this play. You need to kill that top tower. Go kill that top tower. What are you... Honestly, like, pushing a lane would have been more preferable than sending 2 people to kill a ward at the Baron pit. Especially considering neither of these 2 people have brought wards with them. None of these 10 players have a pink ward on them. Are you serious? Your back was more than 150 gold. You can buy 2 pinks. You should have bought 2 pinks. Well, Nocturne's gonna get caught out because this jungler is just now playing without a brain for the past 15 minutes. The set is set and he does a lot of damage. He slams back his own Nocturne in the form of Viego and kills him off. But this is a terrible team fight here as blue team is fighting into a deadly choke and Misfortune finally decides to pop the bullet time. It might be too little too late, but Misfortune is still alive. She can still do damage. Echo blinks into the back, assassinates away. Nautilus is dead in the middle of nowhere. The red team have both their carries. Blue team has both their carries. It is a 2-on-2 fight. Question mark pings going down on the wolf camp. Blue team massively misreading where the hell red team is, as they are now running to Elder. Pings are going down. They must know they're doing this. What is going to be their response? Echo is going to push out mid. I mean, yeah, but you realize that if they get this, it's game over. You can't just sit here and do nothing. You should at least go in and poke your face in and check your echo. You can just get back out. Well, there's gonna be Elder here for red team. Let's see what they do with it. It does land on all 5 members. They all spawn. Tristana working hard on the Raptor camp. Although you're not gonna spend these last bits of income wisely anyway, so why bother? Now, Elder is really only particularly scary right now on the Misfortune, because that bullet time can kill so many people. And maybe Lux to a degree, but the Lux needs to land her laser. So far pretty decent at it, although it could use some work still for the most part. Lux is one of the players in this game that for a bronze player, I don't have too many complaints about. She's played decently well. A few positioning errors there, here and there, but it's to be expected from bronze. Speaking of positioning errors, holy hell. What are you thinking? I know you're tanky, but you're not bulletproof. Same as Viego, except the tanky part. He's not even tanky. And I guess the game's over. Like, this is it. The game has ended with a whimper, really. They are going to assassinate the Lux in the back, but Echo's burning down. A few more ticks and he's dead. One more shot from anything and he's dead. Literally facebreaker damage kills him on impact. 3 ults from me, I'm flattered, says the Nautilus, not knowing that his movement is what's through the game for his team. Exactly, Yasuo calls him out, you through. 3 ults for a Nautilus that offered himself up and then lose the game outright. He doesn't quite understand because he is in bronze and he doesn't understand the concept of being out of position. We were never up. You were never up, but you were in the position to still win. But because Nautilus walked in and died like that, he had denied his team the chance to win because, as you can see now, the game is over. 31 minutes in. Elder is the game ender. GG. Well played. Well, to a degree.